Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. So I had a question over the weekend about how I categorize my coloring books, and it got me to thinking it might be a good idea to do a video on that. This will change, not the categories themselves, but how I sort it will change, because I'm to the point I need a new bookcase. I'm just everything probably would barely fit on here if I use that top shelf, but let's be real, I just think I need another bookcase at this point. So I figured we'd take a quick look at what I do have right now, and then I'm going to show you guys my online sheet that I made. I've referenced it a few times, but I don't know if we've actually ever went through it and talked about how I created it. So you can see over here we have kitties. This is the prime sunspot, especially during the winter, because the sun hits this window just pretty much all day. So, all right, so this top shelf, so I tend to create a basic category for my books. So for instance, this whole section, I think right till where I can't see it, it's like right here over, is all fantasy. And so that's kind of my theme. So all my fantasy type books will go in this section. And then instead of alphabetizing them, I just do sub themes. So like I have all my mermaid books together, I have all my fairy books together, I have like fairy tale type books, with one exception, which y'all will see here in a little bit. But if it's a theme that, you know, unicorns, any type of fantasy creature or person or whatever, I will group those together. I might eventually go to the extra level of alphabetizing them, but at this point I don't really feel like I need to do that. Now, on the other side of the shelf is all my cat books. Now, cat and fantasy are on this shelf together just because they happen to fit together. I actually wanted to originally had my cat books on the same shelf with my other animal books, but this got to be such a big section I had to shift around the shelving. But when I get my new bookcase, my plan is to put all the animal stuff together, hopefully on one shelf or two shelves at this point. So these I did have alphabetized at one point by title, which if I used my sheet, my Google sheet, to sort things, would be fairly easy to do. But I alphabetized it once, it got really out of order, and I've been too lazy to put it back together. So down here is, well, I have some cards and random stuff. I think this is a card Tammy sent me. But behind here I have all my other animal books that are not cats, or cats and other animals. So this pretty much encompasses, now one big thing is I don't put color by number separate from line art, separate from grayscale. I just prefer the theme categorization, and then if it's color by number, if it's an animal color by number, it goes right next to an animal line art, next to an animal grayscale. The themes are, the categories are the primary organization tool for me, and then I just group the type of books together. That works well for me. It's easier for me to know that, you know, I have like my fox coloring books. Here's Fanciful Fox color by number, and then here's Marjorie Sarnett's Fanciful Foxes. That is a million sloths, not foxes. So it's easier for me to look for it. If I know I'm just looking for my fox coloring books, it's easier for me to look there. And so, you know, that just depending on how, what am I trying to say? Man, my brain is not with it today. It really just depends on what works best for you. But this system I've carried on for about a year now, and I like doing it by themes instead of by type of book, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. So then, after that, I have, what do I have? After animals and birds and stuff, I have like gardens and flowers, country scenes, like the city sites. This is where Around the World would go. Any sort of landscapey, nature, flowers, garden type of books all kind of go here. And my coloring books, my coloring books that my husband and I bought like when we first started coloring are kind of crammed on here too, but I just because I had nowhere else to put them. So, but I do try to keep these together, so like all my flower garden stuff goes together, nature stuff goes together. Any of like the George Tufexis books that aren't like animal based generally will go through here, or not seasonal, because I do believe he's putting out some seasonal ones this year. So, and then over here is not Net Plus. This is where I'm going to keep my printed out stuff. I still need to put it in the little, I got this, and I think these are going to be what I start keeping my printables in. And I'll put a link in the description. They come in blue, this blue color and a white. And I ordered like to where I have 2 of each. And I believe they hold 80 pages. So they're pretty sturdy. I think they advertise them as music sheet holders. But they work really well. So I love that sign. My parents got me that one year. Alright, down here. Am I sitting on a cat? No. These are all my seasonal books. So spring starts over here. Winter ends over here, and then it encompasses basically seasons and holidays. So my Halloween books, as you see, take up a big chunk. My spring and summer, I don't have many of those. Halloween's a really big chunk. And then Christmas and winter. Christmas is a respectable what. Hasn't quite taken over my Halloween books, but it's pretty close. And then right here, I have just kind of my catch-alls where I don't really know where else to put them. So if I have pattern books, this is Festive Mexican Talavera. My mandala books go here. You see some of my color by numbers, my Crayola books, my Star Trek books. I think my 80s and 90s books here. Just anything that doesn't really fit anywhere else for me kind of squeezes in right there. And then down here, I've got all my hardback or fancy coloring books, like my Joanna Basfords, Kirby Rosanna's, and so on. And then over here, I have these, the Color Quests and the Quirkles, because they don't really fit on any shelves right now, as well as my Colortronics. This is like a tall shelf, so I can fit them here. And then some of the other books that I consider, I guess, my fancier books. So like my mythographic, I'm putting Hannah in here. The Spot and Dot books. My color, it's, if they don't fit in any other category, Mouse Guard, if I didn't already say that, like the Ink House, those types of books kind of get squeezed in there. Actually, my Grazio Salvo should come down here too, but so that's really all I have room for. Down here is all coloring storage for now. Now, way up here, this is kind of the holding area to the work in progress. The holding area to the holding area. So these are all books that either I've been actively coloring in, like right here on the left. New books I bought that I really want to color in as soon as possible, I'll kind of stay up here. And then my completed books are over here along with my little storybook hardback version of A Castle Full of Cats, which I think's neat. And then up here, I don't know what I'm doing with this binder yet. I used to keep some completed pages in there, but it's kind of bulky, so I don't know what I want to do with it. Here I have some Crayola coloring pages. What is this? Oh, My World of Mice. Hey, there it is. Trying to see if I can just slip one out. So these come in a really wide box. They are really wide pages. And I can't get them down right now. Should have been better prepared. So I bought these off the Crayola website, and they have like garden and animal images, and they're beautiful. Why have I not colored one? Because they're up here, and I keep forgetting they're up here. So actually, we're just gonna leave that right there because I don't want to bend it. And then this is the working area to the holding area. So these are all books that I'm possibly going to be working in this month or the next few months. A lot of these will move to the living room. I actually had a good setup in there where I grabbed a lot of the books I would color, you know, on the couch, like a lot of my color by numbers and stuff, and keep them in these little magazine holders in there. And that was working really good, but I had to bring it in here to swap out some stuff, and I've been too lazy to take it back in there. So yeah, that is the actual physical where I put them type of setup. I'd say the biggest takeaways here, it's not necessarily where I have them on these shelves, because that is going to change. Mostly they're just stuffed on a shelf because that was the best fit I could get for all of them, but I am obviously running out of room. I would say don't don't pay much attention to where I'm putting them. The biggest takeaway, I guess, is just how I organize them. I don't do them, if I did them alphabetical, I'd never find anything, and it would constantly be out of order because I would pull a whole bunch of books and then try to put them all back at once, and it just, no. The theme categories work a lot better for me, and when I'm pulling books, it's just, even if I have to just zero into a section, and if I don't have it further organized, it still helps me find stuff relatively quickly. My biggest problem is I will pull books out of here, put them up here, forget they're up here, and then I'm like, what have I done with my coloring book? Because it's not over here and it's not up here. So a lot of times I'll forget about that top part. But I think getting another bookcase is going to make that hopefully an issue of the past. So now I'm going to switch over to my computer and pull up the Google Sheet I'm using and talk about that for a few minutes. Alrighty, now we're here for the second part. Yay, technology. So I use Google Sheets, which is a free online spreadsheet tool, and to create my my list of coloring books. And the cool thing is I can share this link with anyone. And as I told Shayna was asking me about it this weekend, as I told Shayna, anybody is more than welcome to download this and use the format yourself if you like it. I think the share access only gives you view access, and it only should give you view access. So you should be able to go and make a copy, or I'm trying to see what the other option would be. Yep. You should be able to click and then just click make a copy. That probably is the way to go. Well, it's probably not going to matter, because when I pull it up, it's going to see that I'm the user anyway. So it's going to look essentially the same. Yeah. So I can't really look at it. I'm sure there's a way I can view it as just a visitor. But yeah, if you go to File, you should be able to make a copy of this. Then you'll have your own Google Sheet that allows you to make changes to it. So yeah, I just created some columns, title, publisher, like in the case of the Coloring Heaven magazines, or Creative Haven, any of the publishers, and then the actual artist I put under the artist column. So, but if it's a group like Creative Mandala or Jade Summer, before Jade Summer started adding their artist names to it, then they just go under artists. So Format, paperback or hardback, it's not really significant to me unless for some reason I drew a blank on um, if I drew a blank on what type of book it is. That might be helpful in me trying to find it, but for the most part, I just add that because it might be helpful down the road. So this is where I was talking a little bit about my themes and my sub-themes. So themes are basically how I have them, not necessarily how I have them categorized on the shelf, but just themes in terms of, I'm trying to think of examples here. So of course, animals would be the theme for any animal book. Unless it's specifically a cat book. Then I put cats and then sub-theme animals, which I really should probably do it the other way. I mean, if you're being specific here, I should probably put all these as animals and then create like cats or ocean or whatever as the sub-theme. But this works well for me, so there's a couple different ways you can do that. I have miscellaneous ones. The miniatures, of course, they have their own theme at this point because Camellia Angelcova has put out so many of those. And then I have mandalas, and then I have Halloween as like a sub-theme. Or if it's, I'm trying to look, holidays, Christmas, holidays, Halloween's in here. Let's see, what other themes do I have? So if you go up here to these columns, and it's the way I've got this one set up. If you click on this little arrow that you hover over, it lets you sort the sheet A to Z. If you want to sort by that particular column, it's not going to mess this up. So if you want to sort by a theme in this and look and see, like if you're just curious to know, like if I have a book, if you want to do a buddy color, for example, now you can see all together all the animals related books I have. So you can do that. I thought I had it set up to where these were sortable as well, but it sure doesn't look like it, does it? Let's see. Ah, there we go. Great. So here, if you click these little dashes right here, you can check and uncheck what you want to see. And again, this is not going to make any edits to my sheet. This is just, I'm kind of giving you guys a little bit of a tutorial, I guess, on using Google Sheets. But if you don't want to see, if all you want to see are like butterflies, then you hit clear to clear them all. And then you're like, I just want to see your butterfly books, which I only have one. But then you're like, okay, well, that's cool. I want to know what type of cat books you have. And there you go. It's just cats. So makes things, looks like Cute and Lovely got published by Jade Summer today as a heads up. I believe that is, oh goodness, what is her name? I'm thinking of, here, let's go look. Because I'm not doing a very good job here. Do I have any of these that say Jade Summer? No, not yet. Darn. Oh, I bet because I don't have everything selected. Okay. So now everything should be there. I'm going to clear and just look at the ones that were published by Jade Summer. Alexandra Franzese, I believe, just came out. They just released a new book by her. So yeah, if you just want to see, I'm going to put publisher Jade Summer too as well, just to make this a little easier. So I do need I have a few tweaks to make to this, but you get the idea. So I have my theme, I have my sub theme. If I want to see what type of books I have that are just line art, then I can just do that. If I want to look at, so I use line art, color by number. I will put usually color by colors, black background, mosaic, just an explanation of what type of color by number it is if it's something a little unique. I do have a dot to dot book, grayscale, line art and grayscale, line art activity, one color dots, spiroglyphs, which I apparently can't spell because I have two types of it. And then this side is a work in progress. As I do flip throughs of all these books, I am going to have a link, all the links here to which video you can go and look and see a flip through if you do want to see more info on one of these. So, yeah, that is basically it. Let's go back to just sorting it like that. I wonder why that's green. Because something is being sorted out. What is being sorted out? Oh, right. Let's go back to select all. There we go. Yeah, see, that's the only problem is you go and select something like that. You have to go back and make sure you select all to clear those out. I think if I were to do this, let's say I sorted it by a particular title. If I want to, I believe I can come here, delete all filter views. Oh no, that just took it out completely. Well darn. I was hoping it would have like a clear, like if you've used Microsoft Excel. That would be it. And then I have notes over here. If I happen to have 2 copies of something, like A Million Christmas Cats or something, I'm going to put it here. If it's ring bound, I need to do a better job with these. I think when I was initially putting all these in, I was focusing more on just these first columns. And I think I need to go through and look at my theme and sub-theme a little closer and just make sure those are a little more consistent. But that is pretty much how I came up with that. Now, I have all my physical books. I do plan to do digital books and digital pages, but this is going to take some time. I do have a few here, but as you can see, one of the things is if I can, I'm going to try to post where to get these pages, or PDF books, or do I have listed? No. I need to have a column. Book or page. And so Dragon Life is book. I think where I put PDF after it, that just indicates it's a page. Page. Book. And if it's a collection of images, I guess we'll just call it a collection. We'll just go with the name of it. So there, you saw me add a column and you're like, what did you just do? Right click, you can insert a column to the left or right. And then that's how I did that. So that'll help me. I'll just change this to like digital and take out the books. Right? Click, rename. And then I can just take this out. I feel like it's pretty intuitive, but granted, I've used these types of programs, this in Excel, quite a bit. So, but location, it'll probably always be my computer, but you know, I'll put it there if need be. But yeah, my digital collection, it really needs to be updated. But the physical books are all up to date as of now. I need to go in and do a little cleanup. There's probably some links I can add here. But, you know, gotta do just a little bit at a time. Alright, so hope you guys enjoyed this little bit different video than just me coloring and yapping at y'all. I know I touched on some of this stuff before, but Shayna asking about it just got me to thinking, and I was like, hey, somebody else might like this and might want to use it. Again, you're more than welcome to use this as a base template for creating your own collection. I have quite a few books in here, so it might benefit you because you can go in here and then just take out the books you don't have and add in the ones you have that I don't. So it might give you a good base so you don't have to type as much as I do. I don't mind at all. Trust me, if I can save somebody a few minutes worth of work, I am more than happy to do so. So feel free to look at this. If you ever do want to do buddy colors, this shows everything I have. So if you're curious what I have, just because you're curious, Or if you want to use this as a base for your own collection, then feel free to do that. So, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. Any tips that let's just open up the comments. If you have any tips on organizing like your books themselves, or using a sheet like this, or writing them down, if there's something that you've come across while doing that that's been super helpful to you, feel free to share it in the comments. I'm always looking for ways to improve the system, and like I said, it is not the most organized system because that is extremely hard for me to keep up with, but I feel like this is a nice mix of just complicated enough to make it easy, just organized enough for it to be fairly easy to find something, but not so super organized that it never stays that way, and I spend forever trying to keep stuff alphabetized and stuff. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I have a speed color to post, but I don't know when I'm gonna post it. I might just post it Sunday. We'll see how the rest of the week goes. This is a super busy week. I'm actually posting I couldn't get my planner page up yesterday. It's going to be today. And I got to get that up on the community page for the week, but super busy week. But I will be back with some kind of flip through on Friday. I may go back again through some of the more recent books I got, or I might just pick an artist and do a particular thing. I did have a request for more cat books. I might go and see what I haven't covered in my cat collection. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you're having a good week and staying safe and staying healthy. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.